love me a good white man and all this butt kissing. That's that foreigner shit. Cause see where they from, white man, white people is God. Where they from, and I ain't got a problem with that. But just leave us alone. If you want to talk to a white man or a white woman, go ahead, do whatever you want to do. Just leave us alone. Don't make it seem like the reason why you had to get with a white man or white woman is because we're so bad off, or the guys where you from is so bad off, or black men are so bad off. We know it's cap. It's BS. We know it's cap. We know you capping. You just wanted to lay up with a white woman, or you just wanted to lay up with a white man, or both. And see, that's another problem. You got these women from these other countries are laid up with men and women because they have identity problems. Like I said, and they come over here with that nonsense and they think we supposed to be cool with it, or we supposed to accept everything, all the trash that they bring in. No, we're pushing back on that. We ain't doing that no more. That's the mistake that my parents' generation made. My parents told me don't make this mistake that they made. See, what happens is you got pockets across this country: New York, LA, Miami, Houston. These are bubbles. What happens in New York doesn't happen nowhere else. What happens in LA doesn't happen everywhere else. See, especially in New York. See, New York, the New York dudes, they have the mindset that everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like we all cool, man. We hanging out. It's a diverse population and all this bullshit. But it ain't really diverse. Y'all just hang out together. And at the end of the night, y'all go back to y'all neighborhood. Wherever y'all from, you'll go back to your hood at nighttime, while the other people go back to the goddamn suburbs or Manhattan or Long Island or Staten Island, some shit like that. But y'all ain't sharing the money, so that ain't diversity to me. I mean, shit, laying up with somebody from another group don't mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the New York dudes. They think like that. I always say everybody's cool in New York until the police show up. Everybody's cool until the police show up. You know what I'm saying? And I got relatives that's born and raised in New York, and some of them that still live up there. I got uncles and aunts that went up there, and now they moved back home. They came back home because they know it's bullshit too. They ain't gonna say it, but it is what it is. But I remember when I was 16, 17, I used to have cousins that would come down from New York every summer, right? And a lot of these dudes were hustlers back in the day. And I used to always hear them tell stories about how they would go in and out of jail to Rikers Island and in and out of jail all the time, right? But they had this one guy named Spanish Jose. They used to call him Spanish Jose. He was cool with everybody. But I always knew something wasn't right about that dude. And Spanish Jose never been to jail. Everybody been to jail at least once except for him. So I'm like, what? Now this is like, I'm 16 and probably 4 years went by. And they had a raid. The police were kicking doors in the whole block and taking people to jail at the time. And my cousin ended up going to jail. Everybody ended up going to jail, except for Spanish Jose. And I said, man, Spanish Jose is telling on y'all. Y'all too dumb enough to figure it out. I can figure that out, and I'm all the way in South Carolina at the time. But my cousin was like, nah, man, he ain't like that. I'm like, how do you know? If all y'all went to jail and he ain't went to jail and y'all doing dirt together, hey, man, that's suspect in my book, And check this out. Everybody on that block, including my cousin, been to prison for, man, they got football numbers, man. Except for Spanish Jose. Spanish Jose, based on what I've heard, is still walking around the Bronx today, South Bronx, still walking around doing the same old shit, same old hustling. And he ain't never been to prison. But everybody else is locked up. You tell me if that ain't suspect. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, everybody's cool until the police show up. When the police show up, old Spanish Jose, he's talking Spanish like, no English. You know, he pulled a white card when the police show up. You know what I'm saying? And like I always say, a lot of these New York dudes, man, they kind of in that fantasy world. You know, because they think just because they lay up with a broad that somehow it ain't like it's different in New York. Yeah, it's different, but it's the same. And what I mean by that is everybody hang around each other for the most part to see what they can get. Is the reason why a lot of these broads, a lot of these guys are hanging around us in New York. Because when I go to New York, all I see is a bunch of people hanging around each other for entertainment and seeing what they can get out of each other. It's very transactional. And when the police show up, everybody be like, "Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with all that." They get to telling and shit. All the black people go to jail and everybody else go to prison. So I don't know. That shit don't make no sense to me. You know, some things are different and some things stay the same. So I don't know. But a lot of these people, when they come, you got to realize a lot of these people, when they come over here, they from a cutthroat society. They're from a cutthroat culture. You know what I'm saying? So, and they always tell on us. That's just a part of doing business. That's how they see it. They always tell on us. Always. And every hustler in the streets know this. This is common. When you go to jail, shit get real. When you go to jail, you really see what's really going on. When you go to court, you really see what's going on. So, hey, you might disagree.
Every night, millions of people swipe, hoping, guessing, competing. Most never understand what's really happening. Attraction online isn't random, it's positioning, it's psychology, it's perception. One photo can elevate you, one message can separate you, one mistake can erase you. Modern dating isn't about love first, it's about strategy first. And the ones who understand the game don't chase, they attract. Love at first click. Dirty little secrets to succeed at modern online dating. Stop swiping blindly, start playing sharp.